Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is technical analysis of the stock market today. Today is Tuesday, March 3rd. We're going to take a look at the market like we usually do. Indices, indicators, our key market ETFs and indicators that we look at. And then we're going to cover Apple, Adobe, Apache, and Alibaba. Okay, we're starting off here with the Dow Industrials. The Dow was down 85 points today, and yesterday it was up 150. So what does that put us? Up a net about 75 points, or not quite, 65 points for the 2 days. And, you know, the good news is we're continuing to ride above the 10 here. Now, we'll see how long this can continue to push. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. This looks more like it's going sideways here since February 24th. So about the last, 6 days. Kind of a sideways move here. Look at the NASDAQ. Now the NASDAQ yesterday, especially yesterday, continued to push higher. And then we get this pullback today. Little kind of a, it's not a doji bar, but you know, where it opened and closed today, kind of a small body in here. But again, it's kind of riding up here along the top of the Keltner channel, which is what it's been doing. New York Composite's a little more negative. It's pulled back now the last 4 days, and today we got to close below the 10-day. So kind of watching that. You know, we didn't get the, you know, moving above this resistance here. We didn't get much of a powerful move so far. So I'm really trying to keep my eye on that right now. And then the Russell 2000, about the same thing, you know, continuing to ride. So the only one of the 5 that have closed below the 10 is the New York Composite. So, I mean, that was acting pretty strong on this move, breaking out of this last fan line. And then now it kind of stalled. And there's a little bit of a pullback maybe to this area. But, we'll continue to watch it and see what develops. Short-term trading index. You know, the 10-day is still in the middle. You can't really say it's giving us much of a signal at all. The VIX rallied a little bit today, got above 3-day, 3-day highs, then closed back down. Again, looks like it's just going sideways in here. And no real signal that I can see. The high-low, this one made a move up yesterday, but then it pulled right back today. So 101 more new highs than new lows for the day. And again, I've talked about this. I drew a little trend line here. This hasn't confirmed the move that the market has made. All right, now we're going to take a look at the high yield bond fund, just to kind of walk ourselves through this set of indicators. I call them indicators because they're kind of giving you a read on the various, you know, market components. We're talking about high yield bonds, risk on, risk off. So right now you can see the last 2 days, pretty good little drop here in terms of the risk appetite, which would indicate that the market's driving, but the market's actually up over the last 2 days. So I thought that was kind of interesting. The market was up 150 points yesterday, and this dropped. And again, you know, it's kind of hard to make anything out of any given 1 day type of action, really. So we kind of, you know, you got to watch it and watch the trend. Let's see. I think the next one is the 20-year Treasury Bond Fund. Now, this has been selling off a little bit here over the last 4 days. So interest rates, long-term interest rates are going up. This looks like it's trying to trend to the downside. And the dollar, here it is. This, you know, this had the breakout 4 days ago and on the 26th, and it's not gotten a whole lot of follow through, although it is slightly trending to the high side, but 3 small doji bars in here. It's not real powerful looking, so we'll see whether or not this fails and pulls back down and sells off. Right now it's still pushing to the high side, but slightly, you know, so it's not real strong. And the next one we want to take a look at is, I always like to follow oil with that. So here's the United States 12-month oil, and it is right in the middle of this congestion. It continues to be in that. It's not breaking out one way or the other. Slightly up today. So again, but it's right in the trading range of the last 2 days. And then gold. Gold's not doing a whole lot of anything. You know, it's pulled back here. You know, after this little 3-day move here, a little bit of a rally, now it's pulled right back down, and it's below, you know, where it was here. So it's having a hard time getting any kind of momentum to go. It's going to be interesting to see. You know, I drew this trend line here, and we'll stretch it on out. We'll see whether this holds. Sometimes, you know, you get this initial wave off the bottom and you get this pullback. So that could be what's happening. We'll see whether this low holds or not. All right, that's it on the market readings. And now we'll dive into the 4 stocks tonight. We're going to start off here with Apple. Okay, so I pulled Apple on the screen, but then I just had a thought. I wanted to just, let's go back to the Dow Industrials here. One thing I just want to mention, you know, I called this turn to the high side, and I talked about it back, you know, several blogs ago, several posts ago, back in late January, I think. I have to go back, and I remember I was thinking, okay, we're breaking out because we just refused to break down. But, you know, this kind of, I don't want us to get lulled to sleep, as I guess is the right term here, because honestly, I am a little wary of this. I mean, this could be the last move. I am not one of those that's in the super bullish. I do not think we're in some new major bull move for some new millennium. I mean, we've already had that. I mean, you know, you look at the 90s, you look at what came up from 1982, you know, and we have come a long way, and it's been what, you know, since March 2009, so it's been 6 years this month. So I think we got to be a little bit careful in here. We keep watching, you know, looking at the wave count, but honestly, you know, this thing, in my opinion, could end any month. So we just got to keep our eyes on this and be wary. I'm just not one of those who thinks that, okay, we're in the bull market for the next 5 to 10 years or something like that. So anyway, wanted to just kind of throw that thought out there for you to munch on, and now we'll go back to Apple. Speaking of munching on. Okay, so here's Apple. I think we're in the 5th intermediate wave here. And, you know, again, whenever you have an impulse wave, you're looking for 5 waves. And I think we've got 1, 2, and we got a nice strong 3rd wave. I do think we're working a 4th wave of some kind. Now, this point right here has hit a couple of things. It's hit the top of this channel, and this is a channel that this stock has been in for quite a while. Since the beginning of 2014. Actually, this whole move here, this 5-wave move, started off this low right here in April 2013. Okay, so we are approaching 2 years of being in this 5-wave move to the upside. And, you know, we had a real strong, nice 3rd intermediate wave up here. Now we got this 4th, now we're getting the 5th. When you have a super long, nice move like this, a lot of times you're not going to get an extended 5th wave move. Actually, this price target right here has hit 2 of my potential targets. Number 1, the top of the channel. Number 2, one of the Fibonacci projections. Okay, now I have a second one. It's a little bit higher up in here. So I'm kind of watching this wave count. Now, the other thing I'm going to mention is that when you get a sharp pullback wave 2 like this, then typically what I'm looking for is something like this for a wave 4, and then a 5th wave that might be up, you know, up here around 140, 145 or something, if it's going to make it that far. So this is what I'm looking for, you know, when I'm watching Apple. Okay, all right. So let's move on to Adobe. If I can find that. Okay, now Adobe, I think Adobe, it's coming off a 4th intermediate wave here. And I think Adobe, it looks like a minor wave 1, minor wave 2 pullback. You're getting a nice strong 3rd minor wave up here. So that's the way this looks here to me. that we're in a third wave. Now the real question is how far and how long is this going? We're up in new territory, and again, this is, you know, all new territory for Adobe. So let's see. If I take a look at this, let's see how far this has gone at this point. It's gone beyond where a third wave, you know, it's starting to extend. And so we'll just have to see where it starts to pull back. Let's see if we're getting any divergence in here. Yeah, we're starting to get some divergence. The price moved higher. The indicator did not on the RSI. The demand index did not. And, well, this one did. Okay, so 2 out of the 3 is saying there's a little bit of divergence going on. So we could get the pullback. It could be the start of a 4th wave that basically maybe goes sideways and gets a minor. Whenever you have a deep pullback, assuming this was, I think this was not the low, 69.04. Now this was the low. Okay, so that's why I'm saying this is a wave 2. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Now we'll get it like a sideways wave 4, because wave 4 should be shallow if wave 2 is deep. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for in this little 5-wave sequence up here on Adobe. All right, and the next one is Apache. And I thought Apache was starting to turn, but it just, you know, when I got this, where's this trend line I drew in here? I drew one like a little fan line here, and I thought it was going to make a move here and break through this, and then it didn't. It pulled back. So I'm not sure whether Apache's stalling out here. There could be a couple of things going on. You might have some kind of, you know, consolidation going on here, kind of a thing. And chopping sideways, we're running into this resistance here. You know, became resistance. This was previous, you know, became support, broke back through it, became resistance. Okay, so now it could be just trying to consolidate sideways, and so we're just going to have to watch to see whether or not that continues or whether it breaks down. And if it's going to break down, it's going to break this move in here of some kind now. And I don't have that trend line drawn perfectly. Can drop it down a little bit. That's a little closer to being accurate. Okay, and then the last one we're going to take a look at is Alibaba. Now, Alibaba broke down today to, everybody's talking about, oh, all-time new lows. Well, the stock's only been trading since September, so it's been trading for, you know, about a half a year. Let's not get too excited. Yes, it is a new low. It broke below this low here, the low 82.81 right here. So volume picked up, and what was it, 39 million shares today. So, you know, big move down. Now the real question is, this is in a pretty solid downtrend. You know, I tried to take a look at a wave count in here because I don't really see something that looks like a zigzag to me. A zigzag means I'd have to have 5 waves, 5 clear waves, then get the zigzag, you know, get counter trend move, and then, you know, you're looking for 5 more waves. And I didn't see that, so right now it looks like it's counting out 5 waves down right now, which would mean when the 5th wave is done, that we'll get a counter trend move. So that's my best assessment. There could be something else going on, but no matter which way you call it, I mean, the trend is pretty hard down right now, short term and intermediate. There is no long term and hasn't been trading for my 233-day moving average, so hasn't been trading that long. So right now we'll just continue to watch Alibaba, and that's heading south. And of course that may have been one of the influences on Yahoo. I didn't look for any news on Yahoo today, but Yahoo was breaking down, which was actually good for us because I have a trade idea puts on Yahoo. So that is working nicely. All right, that's it for tonight. And we'll be back. Let's see, tomorrow's Wednesday. We'll be back on Thursday night with another market update. And I think that's it. I may try to put out a video tomorrow on, I can't remember which, maybe Netflix. I was going to take a look at Netflix this week. Somebody asked me about that, so I'll take a look at Netflix. All right, everyone, have a great Wednesday, Thursday. It's been Joe for Beyond the Chart. Thanks for stopping by.